Welcome to Where the Scary Things Are. This is our first show. We are very excited to get everybody here all together. Sorry for the technical difficulties. This is our first time. So I'm your host with the most, Monster Mash Ken, and with me is always the Mistress of Night, the Queen of Fright, Muse. How you doing tonight, lady?
Pretty good. I'm doing great. Just a little bit nervous, but
Oh,
I'm
what?
hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. A little jittery.
You nervous? Oh, no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. My husband's gonna be like, yeah, right.
Well, you know what? I got to ask you, as always, I got to ask you a good question here. Did you ever think in your entire life that you would be doing a YouTube video, let alone a podcast that lasted 50 episodes?
No way in heck. Nope. Yeah, no, not me. I'm more of a behind the scenes kind of person. So yeah, definitely not somebody that likes to be in the forefront. So yeah, this was definitely not on my agenda, but I am so glad that I did it, and I'm so glad to be doing it with you, all of you guys.
All right. So with us this week, and I'm so excited, is Killer Casey. She's back to the fold. How you doing, lady?
Hey, everything is awesome. I'm very happy to be back. I missed you guys.
All right. Yeah. You
Yeah.
had to come. You had to come to the 50th. Come
Oh,
on
of course,
now.
absolutely.
And the man, the myth, the legend, Chris the Creature ZC. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I am. First of all, I am very nervous tonight because the most beautiful woman in the world, my lovely trophy wife, will be watching us tonight. And I am so pumped up because late this afternoon, I had a cup of coffee from Coffee Shop of Horrors, Debbie Rochon's Kill Devil Rumble. Very smooth rum and caramel blend. Unbelievable. I'm going to write it up on my blog. Great coffee. But I've had entirely too much caffeine. And I want to say hi to the lovely and talented Janine.
Oh, nice. And the man who needs no introduction, the man behind the horror, Horo from PromoteHorror.com. Hey, listen, live TV, I got it right.
Hey, I was live. I've been live before. I'm excited to be here. Halfway to 100, and that's exciting. And halfway to the end of 2020 because it's June, and that's it. I don't know what I'm more excited for.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a year, and it's what's awesome about it is that we started this a year ago, Muse and I, and then look what it became with all of you guys, and we're all really good friends, and we talk all the time, and we all have this great thing in common, which is horror, right? We love talking scary stuff. We love talking movies and books and everything that scares the crap out of you guys. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it makes you laugh, and we're more on the lighter side of horror. So the show tonight is our 50th episode. We wanted to do something special. We wanted to come at you guys live, and here we go. We have a great lineup for you. It's a double feature. We got the Nuns Curse, a Nuns Curse with Felisa Rose and Tommy Faircloth, who is the director. And later in the show, we will have Amanda Weiss on. You know her from Nightmare on Elm Street as Tina, and we're going to really talk about her newest role, which is in a movie called Badland. She played a really cool character in that, so definitely check that out. We have our normal gimmicks. We'll jump into each of our segments, but I'm going to start it off first, and I got a special beer for tonight. I got this. Oh, you really can't see it. Oh, you can't see the beer.
Oh well.
But,
Beer.
well, I know, what a fail. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
All right. I love that.
Yeah, it's a Blue Point New York Pinstripe Pilsner. I'm gonna crack this bad boy open. Oh man, there's no baseball, but you take a drink of that and you feel that you're like right at the baseball stadium, Yankee
Aw,
Stadium.
so
It's
sad.
really good. It's really crisp. I got a lot of beers to go tonight. Also, so that's the fear of the beer of the week. I wanted to mention one thing. I wore my NWO shirt here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but my New World Order shirt. And one of my biggest fans in the world, and somebody I look up to, my idol is my little brother Justin. My brother Justin is he knows horror. He knows every little thing about it. He'll go and he'll question me about it. And I had to give this homage to him. It's a New World Order shirt. He got it for me. And this is just how much I love you, brother. I had to show this up. So you're too sweet, man. Anyway, as far as the horror movie flashback, really not anything. There's so many movies, but I wanted to give credit to one person. It was his birthday today, June 9th, Johnny Depp. And he's in Nightmare on Elm Street, which we'll kind of get into just a little bit. So really cool stuff, Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, Muse, you're up with the Sinister Six. What do you got for us today?
Okay, well, I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and it's summertime. So, what's better for summertime than summer camp slashers, summer themed movies? So, I figured I'd give you my Sinister Six summer horror favorites. So, starting off at number one, obviously, is Friday the 13th. I mean, this is iconic. This is kind of like I'd say one of the gold standards in horror summer camp movie slashers. Jason Voorhees drowned in the lake as a little boy. We all know the story. Tons of great sequels, really, really great franchise. If you've missed any of these, you got to go back and see them all. I watch them all year round, much to my family's dismay. But I definitely recommend this one for sure. Friday the 13th. I can't have a summer movie favorite list without Friday the 13th, the whole franchise. The second movie is Sleepaway Camp from 1983. We're going to have Felissa Rose on in a little bit. I'm excited to talk to her and the director from A Nuns Curse. And Sleepaway Camp, yeah, definitely one of those also very well-known summer camp slashers. If you missed this one, it's about Angela Baker, a very shy, traumatized young girl. She's sent to summer camp with her cousin. Shortly after her arrival, anyone with any bad intentions definitely gets what's coming to them. And I'm not going to say anything else for anybody that's missed this one. Most of us have seen this one. It's an absolute classic. It's an essential horror movie. You guys got to see this one if you missed it. Number three is Madman from 1981. And this is one I recently just saw a little while ago, just probably about 3 or 4 years ago. And it's from 1981. And it centers on a character named Madman Mars. And basically, it takes place at a summer camp in the woods. Max is one of the counselors. He decides to entertain his campers and other counselors with a frightening tale of local serial killer Madman Mars. And as the story goes, if his name is uttered above a whisper, he'll return to the area to kill. Unimpressed and unafraid, very rebellious young teen named Richie feels compelled to test the legend, and despite the deadly consequences. And within moments, Madman Mars is back again for blood. So definitely check that one out as well. Definitely one of those you may have missed. I know I missed it. The fourth movie is I Know What You Did Last Summer. I try to see this one every year without fail. This is kind of a ritual for me. It's definitely got, I talk a lot about 80s horror, but this is definitely one that it took place in the 90s, has a great cast, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr. And it's just got so many great moments in it. Definitely iconic. Definitely one I try to watch every year, about a group of teens who are out partying. They run over this dude in the road. And of course, before they know it, he's trying to knock them all off. Meanwhile, they're trying to keep the secret of what actually happened that summer. So definitely, we all are familiar with this one. Definitely, if you missed it though, go back and check that out. The fifth one is, what would a summer movie list be without a shark movie? Well, this isn't Jaws, but it is Deep Blue Sea. And Deep Blue Sea, it was another great, fun 90s horror. It starred a great cast: Thomas Jane, LL Cool J, Michael Rappaport, Samuel L. Jackson. It's about a scientist that ends up experimenting on sharks and thus making them more intelligent, and which is obviously a bad idea. So everything goes completely off the rails shortly after this begins, and definitely a great 90s movie. Check that one out. One of the reasons why I don't like the water, one of the many reasons. And speaking of creature features, my last movie is Anaconda from 1997. This is another great creature feature. Who doesn't love going up the river in a really nice little boat? Me, that's who. I do not like stuff like this, and this is a reason why. Anaconda, another great all-star cast starring Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, and John Voight plays an excellent villain in this one. It centers on filmmaker Terry Flores. She's traveling deep in the Amazon jungle looking for a forgotten tribe, and Terry and her crew, which includes an anthropologist played by Eric Stoltz, another name I left off. Also, Carrie Wurr and Owen Wilson are in this one as well. The cameraman is Ice Cube. They come across Paul, who's John Voight, and he's stranded on the riverbank. He offers to help them find the tribe, but his secretive behavior puts everyone on edge. So they realize just a little bit too late, he's using them to find this legendary anaconda that's worth a fortune if they can catch it. A lot of great scenes in this one, a lot of kind of like 90s camp, but it's an excellent movie. So those are my top 6 Sinister 6 favorite summer movies. So, yeah, definitely. I know I've forgotten a lot. I love to interact with you all, but I know we're crunched for time. But I'm sure I've missed so many. There are so many great summer camp slashers. So, but that's my Sinister 6 for the week. And I know I left off a ton, but
No, it's great. You know,
those are my favorites.
Today in the city, it was really hot and it actually felt like summer for the first time in a long time. So really exciting. They're starting to open up a lot of the outdoor events. I'm excited to see what the rest of the year holds. It can't get any worse, right? Speaking of
Right.
creepy summers, let's get into it with creepy Casey, or Killer Casey and the Creepy Chronicles. This is what happens when
Casey,
you're not here
you've
for a
already
long time.
forgotten who I am.
I
Jeez.
Some random
Well,
chick in the
hey,
room.
in Nashville, yeah, in Nashville, it's already hit 100, so it always can get worse. I have got some really interesting pieces for you tonight. We've got the feisty old Polish grandmother, 103, beats coronavirus, then cracks open a beer. She sounds like your type of chick, Ken. Her name is
Dig
Jenny, Jenny Stania. I think I pronounced that right. 103-year-old great grandmother in Massachusetts, celebrating defeating coronavirus in the best way possible by knocking back a cold one. Family members say that Stania, a nursing home resident and hardcore Boston sports fan, developed a fever, tested positive for the virus, and quickly worsened, but she beat COVID-19. The nursing home let her celebrate with a Bud Light. Adam Gunn, Shelley's husband, told the website that Stania's battle got so bad that at one point he asked her if she were ready to go to heaven, and she replied, "Hell yes." This feisty old Polish grandmother of ours officially beat the coronavirus. She has 2 children, 3 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, and 3 great-great-grandchildren. It's a lot of really good stories
Wow.
about recoveries out there, I tell you. All right, we've got a haunted house piece, and of course it's in the South. It's in Louisiana. Apparently there's a haunted house that's free for the taking, but it has a ghost. That's the pitch. So there's a real estate firm in Louisiana that is having a hard time giving it away. Sylvia McLean, co-owner of McLean Investments, posted an advertisement on Facebook saying that this house is free. But a lot of local people started responding saying that this house is exactly like Amityville. So nobody's grabbed it yet, I don't think. So if you're still interested, go online and see if you can find it. But a lot of people say that it's haunted by a grandmother. And actually, the great-granddaughter piped in. Her name is Dawn Vaillot de Clouet, claims that the home is haunted by her great-grandmother, and she's known to stir cooking left unattended in the kitchen and move the pots around.
Wow.
So if you're into a free home, there's one available. And there's a catch as well. You have to move the home from its foundation.
Wow.
Kind of a drag, but yeah.
Literally.
Free haunted, free haunted house. But here is my kicker for the week. I couldn't leave this one out. Man with shoe fetish stole 126 flip-flops so he could have sex with them. Right?
Wow.
What? I was not
That's a
ready
lot.
for that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. All right. This was a story out of Thailand. A man has been arrested in Thailand for allegedly stealing his neighbor's shoes in order to have sex with them. Thriapat Klaya, 24, had a fetish for flip-flops and was found with a staggering 126 pairs that he had pinched from locals in Nonthaburi, central Thailand, police said. When they searched the man's home, they found his sprawling collection of shoes that he claimed he had been collecting for more than 2 years.
Wow.
Wow. He allegedly told officers that after several hours of wearing the flip-flops, he cuddled and kissed them, stripping off and rubbing them on his body before having sex with them. So at least he's being romantic, I guess, right? He fully admitted stealing the sandals for lewd purposes, so he will be detained at the station until a court appearance for prosecutors to decide on the next part of the legal process for him. So watch your shoes. You know?
Yeah, really high.
Those are my creepy chronicles for the week. That's one of the weirder ones I've had, I think.
Yeah. Welcome back. You know, we were cool for a little bit. Now he's gonna come back and creep us out, man.
Hey, yeah. Everybody gets
All right.
lonely, man. You know, it's hard out there right now.
Yeah. Definitely watch your shoes. All right, so this is what we're going to do tonight. Normally, we try to squeeze in a lot in the first hour, so we're going to mix it up just a little bit. Chris Zisi is going to give us a quick review before we jump into our interview with Felisa Rose and Tommy Faircloth of A Nuns Curse. So take it away, Chris.
Hey guys, hey audience, it is a delight to be with you all today, and I want to talk about A Nun's Curse from a personal perspective. We're not going to get too much into the plot, because we are going to talk to the director, writer, and star in just a second. But Nuns Curse is kind of an interesting movie. It's about a demon nun who died a long time ago, presumably, and is now back and inflicting vengeance. But interestingly enough, I have a nun story. Now we all remember A Nun's Story, Ingrid Bergman, classic movie. Not the nuns we're going to talk about today, but when I was 18, I showed up at college, and a lot of you don't know I went to a Jesuit college, Boston College. In my freshman year, I had a professor, Sister Mary Enda Hughes. And I'd heard all the stories, most of them probably lies, most stories are, about the nuns beating you and hitting your knuckles. And so that's what I expected when I showed up. But she was probably the best professor I ever had. She was my English professor in freshman English, and she inspired me to become an English major and to do a lot of writing. And so I am forever indebted. Well, Sister Mary Enda Hughes bears no resemblance to the nun in A Nun's Story. When we first hear about the nun A Nun's Curse, not the Ingrid Bergman movie, totally different. But in Nun's Curse, we meet a young child who's been told by her dad, when you go to sleep at night, there's this evil nun from the burnt down convent who hides in your closet or under your bed and just waiting to grab you. Well, she believes that she's horrified by it. But as she grows up, she makes it a point to research it and to become an expert on it. This is a mistake. It usually is in these type of movies. She should have got into scrapbooking or cheerleading or something, but no, she goes into the paranormal, which is never good and doesn't turn out well. At least she doesn't get a Ouija board out, but she may as well have. So she's with 4 or 5 so-called friends. We see the friends, we meet the friends, we hope that they die horribly. They make that good of an impression on us. And they're driving and they break down. And guess what? They break down near the burnt down convent. And so naturally they have to go in. It's not going to go well. It starts off okay because they're out of the rain. But guess who's there? That nun she had always heard about that was under a bed waiting to grab her, or in the closet waiting to grab her during the overnight. Well, she's not in the closet anymore. She is there, and she's a demon nun. She has a backstory, and we're going to see the backstory. It's quite gory. She used to give last rites to the death row inmates and speed up their death a little bit in very, very gory fashion. Well, now she sets her sights, she meaning this demon nun played by Felissa Rose, who is absolutely no way similar to Sister Mary Enda Hughes or to Ingrid Bergman, but the three of them, I don't know, maybe they would balance each other out. And now she's stalking them. And she might be a demon, but I tell you, the way she kills, it's going to be very, very gory. And you're wondering, will anybody survive? Now, this is a fast-paced, short movie. When you watch it, you'll realize that there are twists coming, but it's so fast-paced, you might not get them. And when the reveal finally happens, it'll probably take you by surprise, where if it was a slow-moving movie with a lot of filler time, you would probably get it. But Tommy Faircloth knew that if he sent it at you at over 100 miles per hour, that you'd be shocked at the end. You just have no time to process. The movie will take you on a journey, and it will guide your thoughts and ambitions and maybe your perception for nuns. But before you think nuns are evil, I just want to caution you to always remember the Sister Mary Enda Hughes of the world, and the Sally Fields of the world, and the Ingrid Bergmans of the world. And that's probably more of an accurate depiction of nuns. But I look forward to talking to both Tommy Faircloth and Felissa Rose in just a moment.
Awesome review, short, sweet. The movie was short and sweet too. It's not one of those slow burns. It builds up. It's great stuff. I kind of want to go around before we get on the horn with them and talk about it. So I personally liked it. I think I have a lot of great questions to ask Felissa about her role, and I loved where they shot it. I'm really curious about that. So if you have any questions, type them into the little YouTube box there on the YouTubes, and we'll get those answered for you. On the back half of the show, after we're done with our interviews, we're going to talk a little promote horror with Horo. I wanted to say a quick shout out to Abby and Lily. Hi, babies. And yeah, so let's go around and talk about A Nun's Curse really quick. Muse, what did you think about this one?
I really like this one. I agree with Chris. I think that we kind of get this scary image of nuns and stuff like that, and there's more good than bad out there. But this is definitely an evil nun for sure. But I really like this one. I really love the exchange between the two sisters. You've seen some pretty good one-liners in this one. They have some great kill scenes. I don't want to ruin anything, but there's a particular kill scene I think with the one sister's boyfriend, and it definitely is very memorable. But yeah, the banter between the two sisters was just great. I loved that.
Right.
So yeah, just an all around great movie.
um, Horror, what'd you think?
I thought it was good. At first watching it, I'm like, oh, this is the usual kind of setup and so
Yeah.
forth. And then they introduce the nun, and you're like, oh, okay. But then, long and behold, there's a big twist at the end of the movie, and I really appreciated that. Gave us something different, and definitely, makes the movie kind of stand out because you watch a lot of horror, you see a very similar setup here in the beginning. So it's good to see them throw something different at you at the end. So yeah, and of course, Felisa as the nun was awesome. I liked how they shot it, how they shot her scenes and so forth. But yeah, good movie, and I think everybody out there will enjoy this one.
Yeah, it's I think I watched it on Amazon Prime. Definitely, you're flipping through all these great movies, and this one jumps out at you. And there's something spooky about when it gets to the religious aspects of like a nun or a priest or something like that, and it's definitely spooky. And I thought about you on this one, Casey, because I know you liked the movie The Nun.
Oh, yeah, I'm a very big Bonnie Aarons fan for sure.
Right. So I wanted to see what you thought about this one.
This was really interesting. I mean, like a nun taking it on herself to lay down some divine vengeance. It was pretty badass.
Yeah.
And Melissa Rose a great choice for that. She had this look that was just like trash. Like she was just doing God's work, and it was, not gonna lie, she kind of was. So, it was a good one. And in that, you guys are right. I was not expecting the twist. Usually with these religious type of setups of nun, priest, the Catholic Church, etc. It's very, I don't know. You can just kind of, what you're getting. What the ending's probably going to be. But this was very different, and I got to say, I actually liked how it ended.
Yeah.
As some people, I can understand how they wouldn't, but I liked it. I liked the ending a lot. So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that the banter was great. And
Yeah.
Muse, I think you mentioned some of the liners there, especially like when she said something about doing her in the butt. That made me laugh.
Preferred method
yeah.
of birth control or something like that.
Yeah, right. I love
I
that.
was like, wait a minute. Oh, burn.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
rough.
Harsh.
They were
Very
going
harsh.
at each other. They were really ripping each other there. It was great.
Yeah, I think it was shot well. I loved like as she's exploring the prison, and you see little glimpses of like I guess they're flashbacks or something like that, right? And of the different characters, and she was brutal, man, when Felisa Rose. And I wonder. Well, Chris kind of mentioned this. She's not like this in real person. She's a real sweetheart on social media. Just somebody that you want to kind of hang out with. But then you watch her in this film, and you want to know what goes into the preparation for this, because you were scary, And we'll talk to her about that in a bit. But overall, it was a good movie. And she's done a lot of different films. We did one, what was it, Death House, not too long ago. She was in there really briefly, and everybody knows her from Sleepaway Camp. So we'll get into that. So yeah, we'll take a quick break, and we'll see where they're at, and we'll be right back, everybody.